Hi Cynthia, here's how I came about this design using Canva. Go to your Canva, take a little bit of time while loading because of network. So first off, this is design I worked on, this particular one. Let me reduce the music a little. You should be able to hear me now clearly. So this is the design we'll be working on to achieve. So we'll just go over, create a new page. So this is the second page we'll be working with this, trying to replicate this over here. So now, just like you opening a new Canva board and all. So now this is what we have here now. We'll now bring in our image. So now you go to uploads, you bring in the image. This is the image I worked with here. You can download any image of your choice or wherever, but this is the one we are trying to work with. So tap on it to bring it in. Over here it has its own background. Let me try to turn off this background so you see. This is how I downloaded it with its blue background. So now we'll try to expand it so it will fit on the edge, okay, this way. So I think the next thing we have to do now is to take off the background from the image. You can do this with Canva Pro. If you're not using Canva Pro, you cannot achieve this particular result. So that way, for you to save the same quality and the same background we're going to work with, we'll have to duplicate this particular image. So now this on the top right here, top left, sorry, you see the duplicate. You tap on it. If you notice, the image is now 2. So now we take off the first one's background. We'll go to effects, which is FX here. So now from the effects, you notice the remove background. You tap on it. You notice the background is going to go off. Yeah, as quick as that. So now if you click, you notice it's just standing alone now, just the image itself. Now the next thing we have to do is to bring in our text. The text we're going to use for this, I used her name, the name of the person in copy. Her name is M Fares. I got the name from Instagram, M Fares. So we bring in the big text, we type EM Fares. So that's it. Now take it up a little, change the color to something white, or this is the color we actually use. So now we'll shorten it so it will be in 2 lines. Now we'll make it bigger. We try to space it, taking the line spacing down. Now we'll try to get the particular font style we used for it. We'll go over to the fonts tab. It's right here. It's called Gyanko, Gyanko on the Canva font. So once we tap on it, we have that particular font I used here. So now work with the spacing again. We'll make it okay. This should be okay. We increase the text. I think this is okay. This works. So we now align the text to fit in properly using the Canva guides. That's the rulers, the imaginary lines that appears at the corners. So now it's going to stay right here, but we have to bring the image forward. So we tap on the image, we go over to position and tap on forward. So now the text stays at the back. We are making progress. So now we'll go over to the text again. We'll bring in a little text. I have it copied already, so I just go over to my copied and drop it in. So it stays this way. We work on it a little by reducing the size. I just work with this. You can use the font size actually over down here to adjust your sizing, boy. Make use of this for easy stuff. So I think it stays okay this way. We'll work with the line, the spacing. This should be good. Now we'll bring it down a little. We'll bring in the barcode, the barcode stuff. Yeah, I've used it before, so shouldn't be far from here. It should be around somewhere around here. Okay, this is it. So we drop it in, take it a little, change the colors to white, bring it over here. I think it stays okay. We now have to manually push it down a little with the nudge tool. It works over here. So now we're bringing the text with her name, M Forest. We'll take it down a little with the different font style this time around. I think the font we'll be using here is called Golf's Display. So if you notice, it's the same, it's almost the same, but over here is in caps lock and small letters and capital letter. But we'll be using entirety of capital letter here. So if you notice, the design is coming close to what we have as the finished one. So we'll go back to what we're working on. We take down the line, the letter spacing. Yeah, this works. This works better. Bring it down here a little. Also for this, yeah, we are now 70% done with this, so we just need to add the effects and that should be all for this. Okay, over here the picture looks bigger, so we have to do same here. We drag the corners to make it bigger, and this should be good. So now the next thing we'll be bringing in is the effects. First off, we're starting from the paper effect, the grunge paper effect. So we'll go over to elements. From the recently used elements is right over here. So tap on it, it comes in. We'll expand it a little, expand to fit well on the design. It stays okay this way. So now we take it back behind using the position to take it backward, and it stays that way right above the big text. So now the next thing we need to do, sorry, I think I'm missing something. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to bring in those colors. That's the colors you see hanging around by the corners. It's called lens flare. There are other names for it, but I know them as lens flare. So go over to you tap on lens flare, but to save us time, we'll work with what I have here already. So it's right over here. We tap on it, we bring it in, do some magic. I think this was how it is. Let's see. Okay, not really. This one is at the right, so it stays here. We'll drag it up a little so it'll be bolder. We'll bring down the opacity. It works okay this way. We'll bring in a second one. This is the one we used as the second one. Drag it up a bit. Yeah, it works this way. So now another thing we need to touch is the paper effect touch, if I will go by that name. This is what we use, the grunge paper effect. So we drop it in, we'll expand a bit, so we have those crispy paper effects flying around it. I think we are getting close. So now one final thing I notice I've not added is the light coming above our head here. So go over to the elements again, we'll search for it. From the light effect, it's hanging over here. This is it here. So we'll bring it in, then we add it over here right above our head. We bring down the opacity a little so it won't take the whole attention, and this should be it. Let's compare with what we have over there and what we have now. Yeah, that's it. So now one final thing, we have to now export. I would advise, while exporting your designs, export in highest quality so it will maintain same quality wherever it comes upon. So we increase this a little. We're downloading just one screen, which is the one we just worked on. So we save. And that's it, we are done. So once you go over to your images, it should appear as the first thing. So this is it. Now let me add a little cheat for you to make it have the same effect like mine. If you notice, this is what mine is giving, and this is what is looking like over here. So now with that, for you to achieve that, you have to go over to Lightroom. There's an app called Adobe Lightroom. This is hanging over here. Tap on it. I have already made presets that I use to touch my images, so I'm going to use just one of them for this. First off, we wait for the app to load. So once it loads, we'll bring in the image. It should be the first thing here. So once we tap on it, it comes in. Now we go over to presets. Because I've already worked on this preset over time, these are a list of presets I use for some of my designs and pictures. You can manually create yours from the beginning by using the edits and just watch how it goes. But to save us time, I'll use one of the ones I've already worked on, which is called BB Lens. If I apply BB Lens now, we'll have that effect. If you notice, it has changed as I applied it. It has changed. So this is the before and this is the after. This is the before, this is the after. So that should be all for now. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your airtime once more. Do have a great evening. Bye. Bye.